Warframe is a fast-paced third-person shooter with almost impenetrably deep lore and never-ending stream of missions, weapons and warframes, and after 300 hours of gameplay I still can't decide if I even like it. I give it a 6 out of 10. Donut County is an adorable puzzle game with a delightful cast of characters featuring many raccoons and many holes, which everyone should play at their earliest opportunity. I give it an 8 out of 10. Night in the Woods is a comfy adventure game about life in a small town where the character interactions take centre stage, also featuring platforming and ghosts. I give it a 9 out of 10. Bayonetta is an intense character action game which was a bit hard for me to get used to, but contains a vibrant cast of characters and provides a brilliant spectacle, though it's let down by its design choices in a few areas. I give it a 7 out of 10. Devil May Cry 5 is the best character action game I've ever played, featuring 3 distinct and interesting characters, one of the hypest moments in video games, and is the game which finally caused the genre to click for me. I give it a 9 out of 10. Valhalla is a chill visual novel featuring bartending with awesome music, brilliant characters, a dystopian world, and some surprisingly deep messages which everyone should definitely play. I give it a 9 out of 10. Firewatch is a fascinating adventure game about a man's relationship with his wife, his job, and himself, featuring an intriguing mystery and a magnificent wilderness to explore. I give it an 8 out of 10. Limbo is a decent puzzle platformer with some punishingly difficult platforming and obtuse puzzles, but which is carried by its world and art style. I give it a 6 out of 10. Inside is a clever puzzle platformer with intuitive puzzle design, satisfying platforming, a dark world, and a submarine. I give it an 8 out of 10. Aer Memories of Old is an aimless adventure game built around the ability to fly, supported by a barely functional world and story, and which definitely needed more time to develop into a full game. I give it a 5 out of 10. Octopath Traveller is an immense JRPG featuring my boy Therion and 7 other characters, each with interconnected stories set across an entire continent, with an utterly unique art style and no one weak link in the entire game. I give it a 9 out of 10. Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda is a charming rhythm-based roguelite with an incredibly long name, fantastic music, and simple but compelling gameplay. I give it an 8 out of 10. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a reasonably good Igavania which could maybe have done with another 6 months in the oven, but was an ultimately enjoyable time. I give it a 7 out of 10. Baba Is You is a deceptively deep puzzle game which has an adorable art style and easy to pick up but hard to master mechanics, which for me was either a bit too long or a bit too hard, and I can't decide which. I give it a 7 out of 10. Return of the Obra Dinn is a complex detective puzzle game requiring altogether too much patience and work for my liking, despite its interesting mystery and mechanics. I give it a 6 out of 10. The Missing, J.J. Macfield and the Island of Memories is a wonderful puzzle platformer which is occasionally let down by some annoying control issues, but it has a deep and emotionally resonant story which I recommend everyone experiences at some point. I give it a 9 out of 10. Hollow Knight is a dark Metroidvania with the most responsive controls in any game I've ever played, a massive world, and almost too much content. I give it an 8 out of 10. Prison Architect is a complex prison management sim which has a somewhat confusing tone, featuring a simplistic and cute art style coupled with stories of infidelity, murder, crime families, and capital punishment. I give it a 7 out of 10. Slay the Spire is a spectacular deck-building roguelike with some of the most compelling gameplay I've found in years and infinite space for expansion in the future. I give it an 8 out of 10. Death Stranding is a truly spectacular game which almost defies explanation about delivering packages, fighting ghosts, and becoming a father. I give it a 9 out of 10. Pokemon Sword is a decent RPG which fixed a lot of the issues I had with Sun and Moon, but which has been let down consistently by poor decisions and unclear messaging from Game Freak. I give it a 7 out of 10. Code Vein is an intensely anime Souls-like which I thoroughly enjoyed despite a cheesy story and some odd pacing. I give it an 8 out of 10. Luigi's Mansion 3 is a frustrating horror adventure game with some good ideas and presentation, but which doesn't hold a candle to the original Luigi's Mansion. I give it a 6 out of 10. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is an enchanting action-adventure game with the 2019 art style but 1993 game design. I give it a 7 out of 10.